The reality is that our government has collapsed, and no one knows what is happening. The state has collapsed. We're on an autopilot, and there is no authority. Neither do we have, brains sitting around brainstorming on how and where do we find money to finance free education. So, as a result, then you can be guaranteed that there is no one who's listening. So the students are on the right path. And this elitist criticism of students must come to an end. You don't know what you are talking about. You have never been at the picket lines. There is no formula to engage in a revolution. And so far we have not seen anything wrong done by the students, except that we have seen a violent response to peaceful protest by the state. Similar things that happened during apartheid. If you respond to peaceful protest with violence, you are leaving no room for peace. The students are being forced to engage in violent activities by a violent state. We are proud of our students. They must continue to soldier on. Wherever Steve Biko is, Chrisani and them, they are saluting this generation, because this generation is continuing with exactly what Chrisani fought for. There's nothing wrong they are doing. Habib must stop behaving like he is responsible for free education. He is not. He doesn't have any role to play. He must stay very far, because the struggle at VETS and everywhere else is not directed at VCs. Actually, as it were, VCs should be joining these students to demand a free education, because the VCs see how these students are struggling, how these students are hungry for education, and they are deprived education because they cannot afford. So they must stop behaving like there is a battle against them. There is no battle against them. There is a battle against an irresponsible state which failed to keep its own promise. They promised free education in 1994, and they did that in subsequent elections. The ANC went to conferences to resolve on free education. They've got no one to blame but themselves. Now they want to blame the EFF with a hope that the EFF will distance itself. We will never distance ourselves. Yeah. Our lawyers are readily available. They've been working day in, day out, bailing out students and encouraging them to go back to the picket lines. That's where they belong. Now, somebody can ask the questions, why are we not there ourselves? The students have made it very clear. They don't want political leaders there. They are capable enough to handle the feast must fall on their own. They don't want it politicized. They don't want it hijacked for political reasons. Otherwise, we would have been there ourselves. We are not scared of anything. So our national chair was in VETS because of his previous roles there as a student. And we appreciate the role he has been playing with other former students there to try and ensure that there is no violence meted against the students by this murderous regime of the ANC. So they have not been listening. From 1994, the students have been speaking peacefully. The students have been saying, we are hoping you will implement this free education in your next term. We are hoping you will listen and implement. Nothing has come forward. Now the country is only taking this matter serious through the actions of students. It means the country and the government only listen to that form of activity. And therefore it's working. Students do not be discouraged. Pains will always be there. But after pain, you will all rejoice and say you worked very hard. And not only you, but the many generations that are going to come after you. They will salute you and hold you in high regard like they do with 1976. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by rubber bullets. Don't be discouraged by holding cells. Don't be discouraged by tear gas. Actually, you must be proud that you are shaming this government of using the same tactics apartheid used to suppress genuine demands of our people. Why do you bring Mahlobo and Ntleko to come and resolve the crisis of education if your intention is not to intimidate but to find solution? The response of the state actually requires the students to double their efforts and say to the state, you cannot kill all of us. You can never arrest all of us. We will achieve free education in our lifetime. Now, the students have met Praveen and the security cluster. I don't know that. Students must meet anyone. They must meet the security cluster. They must not meet them in secret. They must announce those meetings. They must open those meetings up, and everyone else must know what's going to happen. The students must not trust those ANC-affiliated student formations, because they say this during the day and at night they do different things. They cannot be reliable. I mean, I'm told that SASCO today is calling for a shutdown. Hey, come on. There's been a shutdown long time ago. Where were you? You just came back from overseas. It's clear that you are not in touch with the students. The ANC-aligned student formations cannot be relied on. Rely on Fees Must Fall movement. Rely on the EFF Student Command. They are genuinely there to ensure that this genuine cause is achieved in our lifetime.